have time on this video, so I shouldn't be cut off. You know, they're trying to control me because they said they want to account for the lie that they told the FBI that they were helping me, which means that they committed a crime. I mean, part of what I'm doing with this is letting the world know that these people are doing this to me. They do it to other people also. And when they made me so sick, they said it was by mistake. There's no mistake when you make someone sick. I mean, that to me doesn't even make sense. So by trying to cover up a crime, they committed another crime. And that's not a mistake. Had they not tried to cover this up, this wouldn't have happened. This should have stopped immediately. It's still going on today. Last night they hit me here in the chest. So they said years ago. Now, I'm trying to think what year this would have been. It probably would have been, if not in the late 90s. I left the job in 2001, so it had to be before 2001. They said years ago I talked about a woman who was massaging her breasts at work. And they said that's why they hit me in the breast, so that I would massage my breasts. So when this device hits you, it hits you either on your nerve or a muscle. So when you go like this and work the muscle, like I was telling you, like you're working the muscle, it takes it out because it causes the muscle to seize and tighten. And it's very painful. So they said that was my punishment for talking about a woman who was massaging her breasts at work. I'll leave that with you just to let that kind of work its way out. The other thing they talked about is that they did this to cause me to see images and visions so they could take credit for my work, which goes back to I said this so many times, but I'm going to say it again. If my work is so horrible, you wouldn't want to come up with a way to take credit for it. It also goes to the point that if somebody has a great idea and they hate me so much and that they want to punish me, then why would they have given me ideas? It doesn't make any sense. So when you put that together, you start to say, well, if you hate someone, you don't give that person ideas, but you would take ideas from that person. That's one thing. The other thing is, if you hate someone so much, you would try to hurt that person, and they admit it. So both of these things make sense to us, but not to them. That you can't have it both ways. You can't claim that you helped me along the way when I have proof that you hurt me. Even their talking about it proves that they hurt me. The other thing I want to talk about before I get into this craft is that they said that if I do something, it's like I'm going against someone else. So their thought is that if I am a loyal person, if I am a member of something, then I will go along with it. Isn't that what a gang is? I'm getting upset that I feel that the word gang isn't applied to any group that commits a crime. It's applied to certain people who commit a crime. So there are fancy words for criminals, like an organization, or maybe they are a ring. But when certain people commit crimes, they're a gang. I think they're all gangs, and I said this before. They're all gangs. And if I don't go along with someone, it proves I'm not in that gang. They would not give a member of a group that's not in their gang any ideas. They would never have supported me. They would never do anything to promote me. That's my point. And once you break it down like that, it's easy to understand that I was never a member of their gang. They wanted me in it, and when I didn't go along with it, they punished me. And I'm not the only person they did this to. They've done this to too many people that now it's to the point where it's like, well, if you do this to so many people, then why aren't you being punished? Why are we not stopping them? And that goes to what I'm looking into. Why aren't they being stopped? Let's get to the craft. So I told you I was going to make a jewelry box out of this shipping tape roll and these plastic lids that came from just, the microwave. When you get them at the dollar store for multi-pack, you can make a bottom. So what I'm going to do is show you is if you don't have vellum, the dollar store sells this. You could just put this on it. But I'm going to use vellum. But before I use the vellum, I'm going to attach the bottom. Now you see how inside it has this little thing. It's not perfect. I don't mind that. What I'm going to do is take some hot glue and just put a little glue right there. Press it down. And then that's down. I think there's another one right here. And then that's down. You see how if it has these little things, don't worry about it. Just take the glue and press it down. There's one on the outside here. Okay, so you see if it comes up a little, don't worry about it. So for what part I want the bottom or the top, I think I'll put the writing at the bottom, if you guys see the writing. Okay, and this has a little part that is sunken in. That's the part I'm going to put on the inside and leave the outside as the part that is in. So I'll show you so that I know that didn't make any sense, but so the part that has the little, you see how this has this? I put it so that the inside has the little crevice. And let me show you. This is a little thumbtack that I'm going to use for decoration. And you see how it fell into that crevice? I think that's a little nice so that if you put any earrings or something, it won't keep swishing around. It'll fall right into that little crevice. So I hope you guys see. Okay. So right now we've got part of this done. I'm going to put this aside and I won't need the hot glue anymore after I put this little thumbtack in the rose. So I think what I'm going to do is do that next, and then we can move on from the hot glue. As you can see, anytime I have a video with hot glue, I get hot glue on my hands. So in the center of this flower, it had like a plastic thing that broke, but you see there's this little opening. And so I wanted to give it a little bit of edge by putting this brass colored thumbtack in the center. And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to open up the flower, put the hot glue directly in the center. Let's see if I can get that right there. And then put the thumbtack in that center. And press down. Because the thumbtack was too small and it would have fallen out. But by doing it this way, it gives that little bit of shimmer. I like a little, like, you know, similar to what's behind me. I'll show you probably, hopefully, at the end of the video, where I put a thumbtack in the middle of a flower. This goes, and it has that little bit of shimmer. So I like this because it has a little bit of movement. Okay, so now we're done with the hot glue. We'll go on to the vellum to decorate this. And since this is going to tip over, I'll put it on low and then I'll put it aside. Okay, so here's the vellum. And let me just put this over here. And so what I'm going to do with this vellum is cut it. And if it's not perfect, I know I can fix it once I get it on the roll. So I'm just going to see what side is the correct side and what side isn't. I'm looking for the side where I can just peel it. Okay, here it is. Okay, so the vellum part is this side. So you can tell because it has, this is clear and this is the vellum. So what I'm going to do is, since I was able to get it off over here, I'm going to fold it. So instead of using a pen, I'm just going to fold it like this, and that makes it a little bit easier. Okay, and I'm going to cut not on the fold but up past the fold, just so that if it's off I have a little extra. Okay. So what I did was I folded. I gave a cut so I know where I should cut. And then I'm going to fold the rest. And if it's a little off, it's okay because you'll have that extra so that just in case the cut wasn't right. Okay, and let's see. Okay, so now let me see how it looks when I apply it. And I'm hoping the piece that I started will work. It tore, so I have to be careful. I have a little extra, so the tear shouldn't make a big deal, but I just have to be very careful. Okay. And I showed you guys, if you're peeling something and it stays on, you can go at the other end and it'll come off. So that part stayed on a little bit. Let me just take this end. I'll take my time. Oh, still tearing a little. So let me press this down and try to get it off this way. So a little paper stayed on. What I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the other end first and just press this down and see if I can avoid having to take that off by doing this end first. And let me cut that part off. And since I have it on this, I'm going to lay it like that and then roll into it so I can press down as I go. Okay, so now I just applied it like that, and I'm going to continue to smooth it. Okay. So the extra part that I have on the top and the bottom, I'm just going to cut off with the scissors. And then I'll do the top. Okay. So here we are. I'm going to press this a little bit more so that it will, so I can continue to cut the sides on the bottom and the top. So let me see if I can get this pressed down a little bit more. Okay, so that's so easy. This is an easy craft. So already the vellum's here. This has a little extra edge so that you can rest it right on top. And there, it's made already. So the lid here has this extra thing so that when you put it on top, it won't slide off. And when you go to lift it off, you can just lift off the edge. So there it is. An easy jewelry box that you can put something in, and it's easy to make. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I'll do a thumbnail for this so that you can see it up close. Okay, so guys, thanks for watching. I'll upload another video soon.